This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey guys, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. My name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in the Boston area, and I am here to inspire you to live a more organized life. So I've done this video on my channel a few times before, but today we're going to update it for 2020, especially since you probably have a lot more stuff in your fridge than you did in the past because of situations. It's the how to organize the fridge video. Did that sound too much like Grace Still Plays? Didn't it? I know a lot of you have seen fridge organizing videos on YouTube before. They look really beautiful. They have everything in a container. Everything's lined up really pretty in a row. Those are super satisfying to watch. But today I want to give you some practical information and food science so that you can keep your food fresher for longer while still making it look kind of pretty too. Before we get started today, I want to thank Skillshare for graciously sponsoring this video today. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey, with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, baking, and even interior design and styling. Right now, I'm taking a really fun class taught by Rich Armstrong on how to make GIFs and animations in Procreate, a program for iPad Pro that I downloaded some time ago but never really learned how to use. I made some really cool animated GIFs in a matter of minutes, and I'm going to use some of those in this video. Skillshare classes are designed for actual real life, so you can take them at your own pace. You can watch them over and over again, which I have with Emily Henderson's styling class, and you can look at other people's pictures from their class projects for inspiration. Skillshare is also very affordable, with an annual subscription to premium membership being less than $10 a month. The first 1,000 people to join using the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial of premium membership so you can explore your creativity. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video and supporting creative entrepreneurs everywhere. So I'm going to talk about a number of different things, and if you're here just to learn one or two things, I'll put some timestamps in the description and in a pinned comment down below so that you can skip to the part that you want and just roll out if you want to. Some of y'all were rude in my last fridge organizing video, not the last one, but the last one before that. So I'm here for you people in a hurry. So we just moved into this condo in February, and at the time I'm filming this, it's June, so we've only been here a few months, and we have a brand new Bosch refrigerator. And I have been trying to figure out how to maximize storage in the fridge. The first thing we're going to talk about when we talk about organizing your fridge is temperature. If you open up your fridge, you may think that the temperature is consistent throughout, and basically they say that the temperature between like 38 and 40 is pretty optimal for most foods, but certain foods like colder temperatures and certain foods can tolerate higher temperatures. So the temperature in your fridge is not consistent throughout, and it varies from brand to brand, the size of your fridge, how much stuff you have in there. You can buy a really affordable refrigerator thermometer for about like 10 bucks and just place it on a shelf in your fridge, close the door, come back in a few hours, and then move it around, and you can see that the temperature does vary throughout the locations in your refrigerator. The colder parts of the fridge tend to be at the bottom of the fridge and the back of the fridge, the rear of the fridge, and the places where it's not as cold tend to be the doors of the fridge and the front of your fridge. And that makes sense because you're opening and closing the doors, you're bringing warm air from inside your house into the refrigerator, so the stuff in the doors and the stuff in the back should be different. Typically, the items that do best in the doors of your fridge are items that can tolerate these temperature fluctuations, that have their own preservatives or they're high in salt, vinegar, things like that. So olives, pickles, beverages, except for fresh juices. I don't think you want to put those in the doors of your fridge. Any kind of condiments, those can tolerate the temperature fluctuations much better than, say, eggs. I was actually shocked to find this brand new fridge. A lot of older fridges have the egg compartments in the door, but I was very shocked to find egg compartments in this brand new fridge. We moved into this apartment and I found these, and you know what I did with them? I tossed them. Well, I didn't toss them. I save them for when we sell the place. It's a part of the fridge, but I'm not using these. The reason being, you want to keep your eggs in a colder part of the fridge, especially if you live in the United States. I believe in other countries, eggs are treated a little differently, and it's safer to keep eggs on the counter, but in the United States, it's safer to keep eggs in the refrigerator. But you want to keep those in a colder part of your fridge, such as the bottom or in the special dairy and deli compartment if your fridge has that. So let's talk about the crisper drawers, the mysterious, like, vent open, vent closed button? What does that do? Well, in order to answer that question, we have to talk a little bit about science. Because I've become such a houseplant crazy person over the last year, I've really learned a lot about what plants need and what about plants want from their environment. And shockingly enough, vegetables and fruits are plant parts. They're very sensitive to changes in their environment, especially when concerned with humidity. Certain plants, just like certain vegetables, because vegetables are plants, need humidity to last longer. And these are mostly leafy green vegetables like kale, spinach, lettuce, and even celery and things like broccoli. These vegetables also tend to be ethylene sensitive. Now, what the heck is ethylene? Ethylene is a plant hormone that's secreted by most plants. Apples tend to be the biggest offender when it comes to putting out this ethylene, and certain plants and certain vegetables are very sensitive to this. Ethylene is a plant hormone that tells the plant to ripen. So essentially, if your vegetable is very sensitive to this ethylene, it receives this hormone, tells it to ripen, and eventually it just rots. This is why you can't put apples next to bananas. This is why apples and bananas are very far away from each other in the store. When I see fruit baskets and fruit bowls with bananas and apples next to each other, it puts me on monkey tilt. I get angry. I don't know why people don't understand this. It's very angry. So ethylene sensitive vegetables are usually the same vegetables that need more humidity. So keep that vent closed. On your crisper drawer that you're keeping your kale, your spinach, your lettuce in, and the vegetables that are producing ethylene, you want a little more airflow, so keep that vent open. You can purchase ethylene absorbing products such as Blue Apple, and there are other products. Blue Apple is one of my favorites because it's very cute. And you can place this in your crisper drawer with your apples to reduce some of that ethylene production. It actually will absorb it and turn it into carbon dioxide. So that is something worth considering if you have to keep your fruits and vegetables sort of closer together. We have some containers that we use for vegetables in our fridge if we can't keep them in the crisper drawer, if there's no room, that also absorb ethylene, so that keeps them fresher longer, because we eat a lot of vegetables in our house and that crisper drawer is not big enough for what we eat on a weekly basis. The last thing you want to consider is you want to keep meat and dairy products toward the rear of the fridge or in the bottom of the fridge. Our fridge happens to have a very special deli drawer that is awesome. That's where we keep our meat and cheese, and it keeps it fresher for longer. So without further ado, let's have the fridge tour. So in the top portion of our fridge, we have our fresh herbs, which we cook with all the time. We're always buying parsley and cilantro. These are special containers from OXO. I will link them down in the description below. This one is for herbs specifically, but also works for things like celery and asparagus. This is a smaller container, and the cilantro, I think, was sticking out the top, so I had to put the bag on there just to maintain the humidity. And the main thing you want to do is maintain humidity for vegetables that really like it. That's a random avocado. Avocados should be kept on the counter, but once they ripen and you don't want to use them right away, put them in the fridge and you can get an extra few days out of them. So this is basically the zone that we have for leftovers, and we have another herb container that I've repurposed for celery, and again with a little bit of water on the bottom to keep that humidity up so that the celery stays happy. We've got some awesome containers on the side. These are from OXO as well, and they're wonderful. We've got carrots in one and kale in the other. And the great thing about that is they can stack, so it's not so messy in the fridge. We've got our creamer right in the front, and we've got we don't have dairy liquid products, but we have like soy milk and almond milk in the back there. This is a special case in which there's actually water at the bottom of this, so it's keeping up its own humidity, but this lettuce stays fresh for such a long time. It's awesome. This is the tabletop fresh H2 organic lettuce. This lettuce is bomb. We've got a package of arugula getting ready to be used soon, some leftover lettuce. We have a lot of lettuce in our house, like, let's be real. We eat a lot of lettuce. We've got one package of eggs there. And notice we've got our dairy in the back of the fridge as far as we can put it back. And we've got our crisper drawers. We've got one with fruit, and peppers don't seem to be affected by ethylene, and citrus fruits as well. And then we've got our leafy green vegetables and our ethylene sensitive guys over here, including cucumber. And we've got some shishito peppers. Do you guys like shishito peppers? You just blister them up in a pan with some olive oil and they're so good. And down here we've got our meat and dairy drawer. It is very organized. We've got some fish that we're gonna make for later. We've got bacon, we got lamb bacon, which I'm not really sure how that's gonna taste, but I'm sure it's being good. We've got lots of cheese. We eat lots of cheese in this family. And we've got our backup container of eggs. On the sides of the door, we've got some zones going. We've got hot sauce and maple syrup and sauces, basically like cooking sauces like Worcestershire sauce. I can't say that. Worcestershire sauce and buffalo sauce and things like that. Up here, we've got our better than bouillon. We've got some cilantro paste to cook with. And we also have the dog peanut butter because, you know. Down here, we've got condiments such as some taco sauce, veganaise, Grey Poupon, and sriracha. We have the big package of sriracha because we use a lot of that. We even have the sriracha ketchup. Like, hello. And I've got a whole section for pickles and pickled things or olives. And then here we've got beverages and just a little thing of mint because I haven't put that with the rest of the herbs yet. There we go. We'll put the mint right there. Basically things that can tolerate a higher temperature. The last thing I want to say is that I don't remember which vegetables are ethylene sensitive and which vegetables are ethylene producers, like ever, but I have made this handy dandy guide that you can put next to your fridge. I'm gonna hang mine up in our pantry, and it just informs you which vegetables are ethylene sensitive and which ones are ethylene producing, so that you can put those together and keep them away from the other. So it's free to download from my website. All you have to do is go to the link down below and grab that. It's totally free, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned something. If you organize your fridge and you want to show me a picture, tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see a picture of your new organized fridge. All right, guys, I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.